What is up, guys? Today I just wanted to go over the new Tears of the Kingdom game. It came out this week. I've been playing it not nonstop because I've had to work, but I have been trying to work my way through it. I'm about 15 hours in. I kind of wanted to take today's video just to give you some initial thoughts. That way, if you are on the fence about this game, you can kind of give it a shot or not, depending on what you like and what you don't like. So let's get into it. So, one of my biggest concerns about this game was, is it going to be too close to just being like a DLC for Breath of the Wild? And surprisingly, it's not been anything like that. It's different. There are similarities and then there's differences. It's like they took the basis, like the skeleton of Breath of the Wild, and made this whole world around it. Um, you are stripped of the bombs ability, the magnet ability, and the stasis ability very early. Those are gone, and they are replaced with new things. I'm going to try and keep this as spoilers free as possible. um, but the world grows in more than just the sky area. There's Hyrule like you know it, but there are geographical differences. So like towers are in different places. There's more structures out there. There are enemy bases. The enemy variety is super different. There's fat goblins. I don't know what you call them. They're just fat goblin bosses.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
They're out there. There's some cave dwelling monsters. There's new monsters, new creatures everywhere. The world feels more full, in my opinion. So like in Breath of the Wild, you would have long expanses where you just wouldn't see anybody. And chances are half the time when you did see somebody, it would be like a Yiga clan assassin. Now there are like people actually going out. They're doing some treasure hunting. There are groups going to fight goblins. There are new towns that are bustling out in the wild. It's very interesting. There are returning characters in this game, such as Link, Zelda. Some of the extra characters. So like in the trailer you saw Sidon, pretty much all of the champion descendants from each of the tribes will be back in this game, which is a lot of fun. There is some other returning characters that have some changes, which is interesting. But overall, the game has been super solid. You do spend a lot of time in the sky. So be prepared for a lot of skydiving. Be prepared for a lot of, how am I going to get to that over there? How am I going to get to this over here? Kind of questions. There's a lot of new things with Koroks. Which this, I'm just going to say it because if you're on TikTok or on YouTube, you know what's going on with the Koroks. There was 900 of them in Breath of the Wild. And in Tears of the Kingdom, they just said, hey, we know, Nintendo must have said this, we know that there was a lot of these things. And we know you spent a lot of time hunting them down. The puzzles were really aggravating after a while. So we're gonna let you have just a little bit of revenge. A little bit of revenge. And it is so sweet. It is so sweet. In Breath of the Wild, you would uncover stones and do different things to unlock a Korok. But you couldn't really interact with them with any of your powers. In this game, using one of your powers, you can pick them up and move them. And put them on things. And it has been so entertaining watching everybody do different things with this. Like, I was just like, I finally get my revenge. I'm just going to throw him off the cliff because I don't feel like dealing with you. And so I was like, this will be fun. Threw him off the cliff, had my moment of bliss, turned around, he was back. He was back. You can't really do anything about it. It's fine. But it does give you a little bit of like momentary satisfaction. The storyline for this game has been very interesting so far. I haven't uncovered everything. This is just my initial impressions. The storyline, it's the biggest. I don't want to say biggest. It's the most dramatic Zelda opening that we've ever gotten, which is really exciting. It really made me go, oh no, what is happening? I started off with like theories in my head about what was going to happen, what was going to go down. I got to the point where things do happen and it just raised more questions for me, which is not a bad thing. Because in a game like this, you really want the questions to abound. You want to be able to go out into the world and find the answers to those questions yourself. And so it's been really interesting getting to do that. Now, I will say this. There are 4 locations on the map that you're supposed to go to, just like in Breath of the Wild. I have played this game for 15 hours, and I haven't made it to any of those locations yet. I know, right? But I have been going around and doing a lot of the shrines. I've been trying to increase my stamina, increase my heart, so I don't just die immediately. The shrines this time around are way more interesting. They have given you the ability to make things in this game using your new powers. And being able to make things has made the shrines more interesting, more engaging, and it helps with the overall environment feel. So like if you're running up into this base of enemies, you can make something to help you. You can craft new weapons to help you. The enemy types in this game are, there's a bunch of brand new enemies, but the enemies that we did have got a lot harder. So goblins, they have like twice as much health, I feel like. They don't heal like in Master Mode, thank goodness. But they are harder to deal with. But with your new suite of abilities, you do have a lot more chances to just mess around with the environment. Like half the time I'll find myself like just running around trying to build something while these enemies are trying to attack me. There's a lot more, it's a lot more involved. And that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of times in Breath of the Wild where I wasn't a fan of weapon durability, and weapon durability is back to an extent. One of your new abilities allows you to fuse 2 things together, like weapons. And essentially what that means is, let's say I'm going out and fighting goblins, and my sword gets broken, like almost broken. It's blinking red. It's gonna break soon, soon, soon. I can go out and I can just find a rock, and I can fuse that rock to my sword and it makes a hammer. And the durability goes back up. Like, it solves it to an extent. You can only do it once per item, but it does extend that durability quite a bit. Story-wise, I wasn't expecting them to go in the direction I think it's going in. I'm just gonna say this up front. Ganon is terrifying. Like, I've never seen a Ganon that's this confident. This confident that you just can't touch him. Like, this Ganon's scary. Straight up scary. The opening cutscenes for this were insane. And I was like, I don't know how we're gonna deal with this. The paraglider doesn't hit immediately. So I didn't realize I missed the paraglider so bad until I had to wait for it, which was exciting and scary. There's a lot of moments that are really cool. In the opening cutscenes, you learn a lot about what's going on. Some time has passed since Breath of the Wild, and you get to learn a little bit more history about what's going on exactly. They've introduced some new characters. One character I'm wary on. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing yet. I hope he's a good guy because I love his design, but I don't know if he's good or bad yet. I feel like there's something they haven't told me yet. Maybe I haven't uncovered it yet. I just don't know his story. And I'm excited to learn more, but I'm also like, I really don't want this character to be bad. Um, I don't know. Other than that, the world is more full. The world is more full. The enemies are harder to deal with, which is exciting. They've added new layers to the game that they didn't advertise. The weapon and crafting system, just in general, is insanely good. There's more weapons, there's more gathering items, there's more people to talk to. Like, everything about Breath of the Wild was expanded upon in this game. And that's kind of insane to me. There is, now I will say this, if you are not a fan of like open world games, if you're not a fan of like weapon durability things, you're probably not going to have a fun time with this game. Now, for people who like that kind of thing, who like that little bit of challenge, who like that in their games, it's a lot of fun. It's better than Breath of the Wild. And I hate to say that because I love Breath of the Wild. I went back this year and went and did all of the shrines. I did all of the DLC, and I can honestly say this game is already blowing those expectations just out of the water. Out of the water. This game is amazing. I did midnight release for this game, so I was super hyped for it when it came out. I got to work it. I got to do a bunch of different things with people who were buying the game. I got to hear all the theories. I don't know what's going on with the story yet. Like I said, I haven't really been invested in the story. I've just been wandering around doing whatever I can get a hold of. And I'm having a blast so far. So if you were going to buy this game anyways, buy it. Buy it now while it's hyped up, while you don't know that much. Buy it while you have a chance to be surprised by it, because I think that's where most of the fun comes from this so far. If you're not into open world games and things like that, you probably won't have a good time. I wouldn't recommend this game to you. But on the off chance that you're on the fence, try it. Try it. Without a doubt, this game has probably got Game of the Year vote for me right now, out of all the games I've seen this year. I would be surprised if somebody doesn't. Like, I would be surprised if somebody beats it. I'm gonna be very honest. I don't know. I don't really have too much to say outside of that. I hope that if you were on the fence about this game, I've convinced you. But man, I've had buddy. When I did the midnight release, when we got done, I came home and streamed it for 6 hours. And that's talking. We're talking. I was on zero sleep, been up for 24 hours, streamed it for 6 hours, and loved it. And I've been playing it pretty much every bit in my spare time since then. And I haven't put it down. I haven't gotten bored with it. I don't know. If it's something you want to try it out. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you hate it, let me know in the comments too. Like, give me reasons. I'm wanting to get better at these reviews, but like, I just wanted to get on here and give my opening thoughts. Because like I said, I've only been playing for about 10 hours, 10, 15 hours. So I haven't completed anything yet. I'll probably do another one of these once the game is complete. And I've done all the story bits, just to kind of give a full rounded review. But right now, off of opening impressions, it's the best game of 2023 for me so far. So I would recommend trying it and playing it and having a good time. Because honestly, if you're not having a good time, then you probably shouldn't be playing the game anyways. Let me know in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please like and subscribe. I always forget to put this in my videos. It goes a long way, and I really appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. See ya.